Hello, my name is Derek Wang. Today I'm going to help not only give more information about the controversial topic of GMOs, but also I will give my outlook on what the future of GMOs in our environment should look like. Some of you may be asking yourself, what are GMOs? GMOs is short for genetically modified organisms. These organisms have had their DNA, the code that determines what a certain organism looks and functions like, altered with DNA that gives a more desirable trait. For example, if you want an apple that produces a pesticide that will keep the bugs away, great. You can have that apple's DNA altered so that it will automatically produce that certain poison that will kill bugs. GMOs are created by taking a piece of DNA from one organism and replacing it into another organism's DNA. The process is fairly simple. First, what a scientist would do is he or she would cut away parts of the part of the DNA that has a desirable trait. For example, if you wanted the apple to create a pesticide, you would take a piece of DNA from another organism which does create the pesticide and place it into a carrier cell. Then a scientist would take that piece of DNA in the carrier cell and copy it multiple times. Then, after that, scientists would use a gene gun and fire the carrier cells, which have the DNA, into the apple cell. The cells would then be placed into an environment in which it would test the cell's ability to produce this pesticide. Only cells that pass the test will then be planted into a medium in which they can grow into apple trees that naturally produce pesticides. After GMO has been created, it will be tested and approved by the FDA before it can be used in food for the public. More than half of the food that Americans eat today have at least one GMO ingredient. However, the reason why there are many protests against GMO is because many GMOs have suspicious test results, and this leads to people believing that GMOs are detrimental to a person's health. Also, tests done by scientists on rats show that rats that ate GMO start to develop organ development problems, and after the second or third generation, the rats begin to become sterile in higher numbers. Although DNA hasn't been 100% proven harmful, scientifically, by inserting a separate piece of DNA into an organism could either turn on or turn off different pieces of DNA. So even though the apple that was created could produce a pesticide, the apple might also have a now activated DNA piece that makes it produce a poison that's dangerous to humans too. Some of you might be wondering why you have never heard of GMOs being used. Well, there is one prominent example of GMO use that occurred in Hawaii during the 1990s. Hawaii is famous for its papayas, and in the early 1990s, a disease called the ring spot virus infected the Hawaiian papayas, which made the papaya sterile. This virus nearly halved the Hawaiian papaya production. Scientists then made a GMO that is immune to the ring spot virus, and today the Hawaiian papaya production is nearly what it was in the early 1990s. My final outtake on GMOs is that they should be further tested before they should be administered to the public. This means that there should be no long-term side effects from eating GMOs. If this condition can be met, then I see GMOs as being very useful to a growing population.